a missed opportunity?
An example of a missed opportunity?
Yeah, that you think is an opportunity you missed.
Um, you know, Microsoft didn't end up doing the phone operating system well enough, so that, I made mistakes there that I regret.
Okay. Is there any technology solution that you see coming in to bridge all these inequities that have suddenly sort of gotten exaggerated?
Well, we've certainly accelerated the investments in online learning.
Right.
And now online learning requires an internet connection and a PC-like device. And then it requires teachers, who've created that content and figure out how to engage the students, even though they're not physically together.
Right.
I'm a huge optimist that even after the pandemic, some of that online work where kids can practice, they can immediately get feedback when they're confused. They can, meet up with other students, even though they're not in the same place. I think online, is a huge promise for improving education. And of course, if we improve education, that helps the entire economy. The human resources are the main resource in all countries, particularly in India. And so the interest in, okay, how can the Indian education system be better, is one that's fascinated me, because it's key to how fast the country moves forward.
Right. And, just the fact that, I think it's shown just how dependent and how irreplaceably dependent we all are now on technology. Is there anything that you think, just the rules of engagement with technology, whether it is citizens or governments, regulators, users, just the way that they engage with technology, because they're so dependent on it now. Do you think there has to be a new way of sort of approaching and thinking about just engaging with the big tech?
Well, that's constantly evolving. How do we make sure that all companies are innovating on behalf of their users? And what should the boundaries be? India has a rule that Amazon can't sell their own products on their marketplace. And other countries don't have that. But I do think other countries are debating, is that a good rule, or is that, limiting the opportunities? Does it preserve competition? So, as technology evolves, particularly now that it's gotten into the communications realm and the delivery of news so much,
right.
Government's going to be looking at, how do you stop anti-vaccine misleading things from being promoted? Do you, if something sort of one ethnicity against another, how do you maybe curb that? Where you have, say, two religions that have some tension between them, and even a politician might say something that is stirring up trouble. How you moderate those things will be discussed, including telling the technology companies how the country wants it handled.
But since, and you've spoken about this a few times, just the extent of polarization in societies around the world. Do you think tech has a role to play in making societies less polarized? Is that not their job at all?
It's the key job is for the government to decide what those rules are and to make them clear to the tech companies. They can delegate some things where you have broad descriptions, of, okay, don't expose young people to, sexual things, and then expect the companies to build up a lot of that capacity. But the overall thrust of, what do you think about, inciting ethnic tensions, or, saying that all vaccines are bad, that's going to be a political decision that, hopefully is written in a clear way so that the tech platforms know what to do.
But we are seeing that you are expecting that there will be more government involvement now in this area.
Yeah, well, my expertise is in vaccines nowadays, but that there is a hot discussion about that.
Right. Education or experience?
Well, I'm pretty big on education, but I admit you need both.
Okay. Um, a missed opportunity?
An example of a missed opportunity?
Yeah, that you think is an opportunity you missed?
Um, Microsoft didn't end up doing the phone operating system well enough, so that, I made mistakes there that I regret.
Okay. Um, if you were in task build to rebuild the internet ground up, what's the one thing you'd change about it?
Well, the basic assumption that you're anonymous, causes some difficulties, and some of the inability to control the security causes some difficulties. And the internet has been unbelievable, but the identity part and the security part, we're kind of having to layer that on, and it's not as natural as it should be.
Right.